everyone, Macy Lou here, and before I jump into this video, first I just want to say happy 2018 to everyone watching this. I think that 2017 was pretty crazy. There were a lot of good things that happened, and I guess not so great things too, like in the world, but for me it was a really good year, so I want to talk about it. But before I get started, I also kind of want to tell you that my voice has been kind of going in and out. If my voice cracks, I'm so sorry. I've had a sore throat off and on, but it's been really subtle, so I figure I'm okay, hopefully. But anyway, so 2017, I had a lot of goals for myself in 2017. I had the following goals. I had the goal to reach 1,000 followers on Instagram. I had a goal to reach 500 likes on Facebook. I had a goal to reach 2,500 subscribers on YouTube. I had a goal to do a huge giveaway. I had a goal to make 3 big sales and 5 small sales. I had a goal to create a regular schedule for art creation, marketing, and blog posts and YouTube videos. I had a goal to create a marketing strategy schedule. I had a goal to be brave and to try things that kind of scared me. I had a goal to finish unfinished artworks, and a lot of those were acrylic pieces at the time. I had a goal to get at least 50% of my secret art project done. I had a goal to improve my acrylic painting skill and to improve my oil painting skill and to edit my book. So first, I just want to get into the goals that I accomplished and that I'm super proud of. And then I'm going to talk about things I did not accomplish this year, unfortunately. And after that, I'm going to talk about things I actually accomplished that were not even on my goal list. Because I think it's important to talk about things that you accomplished that you didn't even really write down and tell yourself to accomplish for the year. I think it's really cool how your year can evolve over time, and you can have new goals that maybe you don't even record and that are just in your mind, or maybe things just kind of happen and you just accomplish things, I don't know, out of the blue almost. So first, I want to say I'm super excited that I actually did accomplish that Instagram goal of getting over 1,000 followers. I think I'm up to almost 1,080 followers on Instagram right now. I think it's just under that. And so I'm so happy about that. I was so struggling for a long time right there between 860 and 1,000. I think when I got around 976, 980 followers on Instagram, I think that's when the struggle was the most real. I don't understand how it happens. Actually, I think I have a theory on that. But, I kept getting followers and then people would unfollow and follow and unfollow, and it was just this ping pong ball effect. It kept going and going. And so I decided that I was going to try something new on Instagram. And I changed my strategy. I kind of went back to an old strategy I used to do when I first started on Instagram, which was be very, very, very active and probably spend too much time on Instagram. Honestly, it is hard work to make your Instagram grow. What I did was I visited a lot of accounts that I was not following yet, and I would not just like their photos, but I would comment on their photos. I would interact with them. I would comment on multiple of their photos and like a ton of their photos. It's all about really showing up in their notifications, and but only do it. Only do it if you actually enjoy their content. That is the super most important part of it. You want to make sure that whoever you're interacting with on Instagram, it has some kind of value to you and to them. So, for example, don't just go on random people's Instagrams and like their posts and that's it and walk away. That's not gonna really get you anywhere. You've got to go on pages that are relevant to you, Maybe you're gonna be a little bit more brave and you're gonna go on to gallery pages. Go on those gallery pages, but only like posts you actually like. Only comment on posts you actually feel like you want to interact with. Be positive, exude positivity, make a conversation out of it. Doing that helped me gain followers that I wasn't immediately losing afterwards. And so it's a huge value to you, but again, it only works with relevant accounts, other artists, galleries, people who love art, people who buy art, people who appreciate art, interior designers, who need to hang art. These type of accounts are accounts you want to go after if you're an artist and you want the word out about your art. So the next goal that I actually did accomplish is I did a huge giveaway on my YouTube channel. Now, I accomplished this goal because the goal was just to do a huge giveaway, but where the failure came in is I think that doing the type of giveaway that I did on YouTube and having people kind of go through Instagram to do it, it was all a very weird process. And I think if I do another giveaway in the near future, which I don't know when that's going to be right now, I'm going to give it a lot more time this time. But I think next time I'm going to do it a different way. So it may not be through YouTube at all. It may just be through Instagram. We'll see how it goes. But I technically did accomplish that goal, and someone won a prize, and that was great, but I did not get that many entries. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I got only one entry, so by default they won. So that was kind of frustrating, but again, my strategy next year will probably, or next year, sorry, my strategy next time will probably be something totally different to kind of curb that issue. On to the next goal that I accomplished. I did sell 5 small pieces, technically. And what I mean by that is I sold 5 or more doodle commissions. I think it was back in April I did this. I had really cheap doodle commissions that I was charging way too little for. I should have been charging probably double what I was charging. So if I reopen those commissions, I will be asking for a higher fee because they sold kind of like hotcakes compared to anything else I've ever tried to sell. I've tried to sell stickers, and I've sold a few stickers here and there, but not nearly that many. I've sold a couple of like art prints and a couple of like merchandise type things like, mugs and pillows and things like that. I've sold a shower curtain. Those are things that I've sold over time. And a lot of those particular kinds of sales happen through Society 6, which is really cool because they create the item, they ship the item for you, like to your client. All of that is through them. But the downside is you're not getting a huge chunk of that money. A lot of it's going to Society 6 and to produce the prints, to produce the mugs or pillows or whatever. So there are some downsides to that, but if you can get a lot of sales on there, it can be a really good additional income. So anyways, I did sell some doodle commissions straight from the client to my PayPal, so that was really nice. That was something I accomplished. Another thing I accomplished was I kind of created a regular schedule for working on things, for creating art, for marketing and posting on social media. Now, I have checkmarked it as accomplished, but this is something that actually has to be constantly worked on and kept up with. It's not something that you're just flip a switch and it's done. So technically, I accomplished it, but in reality, it's going to be an every day, every week, every month kind of thing. It's not done. It's not over with. My schedule will evolve and change over time, and it's already been really rocky around the holidays. So around the holidays, I have not gotten nearly as much done as I was hoping. I've done a lot of things for Christmas gifts and things like that because I was trying to be very frugal this year. because I did quit my job, and that was another thing I wanted to talk about later in the video. So another thing that I don't really have a category for because I didn't technically accomplish it, but I didn't not accomplish it, was to create a marketing strategy and schedule. So I feel like this is only half accomplished because I did create a posting schedule. I did start with a strategy, but it has dwindled down over time, and I have not properly kept up with the strategy. Basically, I need to sit down again and rework my entire marketing strategy. And I need it to include not only email newsletters, not only social media posts, not only blog posts and YouTube videos, but it also needs to include contacting galleries, contacting curators, contacting coffee shops, just anybody that I can contact to try and display my artwork in public places. So that's something that I still need to work toward. Now, here are some other accomplishments I did that were on my list. I finished all my unfinished artworks, which, like I said earlier, they were pretty much all acrylics, with maybe some other works as well, but they were pretty much all acrylics. So, at the beginning of the year, I started several acrylic pieces and was working on past acrylic pieces, and a lot of things were sitting around unfinished, and I really wanted to get those done, and I did, so I accomplished that goal. Okay, another couple of accomplishments I did, or goals that I accomplished. Sorry, my train of thought is all over the place. I improved my acrylic painting skills, and I improved my oil painting skills. Those goals sound very vague, and I guess they kind of are, but to be honest, over this past year, I'm very, very happy with the amount of improvement that my art has seen. So it's been really eye-opening, and it's been really rewarding because I only quit my job in mid-November of 2017, so I haven't had this entire year to just have my full-time thing going on. You know, I did a lot of side hustling this year, and so, or not this year, sorry, it's 2018 now, but I did a lot of side hustling in 2017, and, you know, I would work during the day, 5 days a week, a normal 9-to-5 job, and then I would go home and I would bust my butt working on art, painting till like 12 at night, making videos, editing until 12 at night. You know, different days I would do different things. My studio never could stay clean, and it still can't really stay clean, to be honest. But, you know, it was hard, but I was working my butt off and trying to make it happen. So that's something else that went on this past year. Another thing that was not on my list, my goal list, was that I reached over 1,000 followers on Pinterest, which was amazing. It's kind of funny because I've had a Pinterest account for over 5 years, I think, probably longer. So to have 1,000 followers now, to me, feels like really awesome because I wasn't even striving to gain followers on Instagram. It was the only social media, well, that and Tumblr, where I don't really care how many followers I have. I just kind of post on there for fun. That's kind of how I am with Tumblr and Pinterest. You know, I haven't really like set goals for Pinterest. So for me to get over 1,000 followers on Pinterest and for it to keep growing, actually I don't even know how many followers I have now. It's probably well over 1,000 now. But May 7th of 2017, I reached the 1,000 follower mark on Pinterest, and it's just super exciting. So a few other things I accomplished was I got a lot more comfortable with oil painting. And It's really great because oil painting is becoming my favorite medium. And I was so stubborn for so many years against really trying oil painting. Like, I had dabbled in it once or twice, like ever, when I was a kid and a teenager. And I just never felt comfortable with it. I never felt at home with it. I always felt so at ease doing watercolors and the occasional acrylic piece here and there. But even acrylic was really hard for me, and I was really stubborn about getting better at it. So, getting better at oils this past year and getting more comfortable in my own skin working on oil paintings has been such a rewarding experience, and I'm so excited to keep going and to keep figuring out how to do it and teach myself and also learn from other really amazing artists on the internet and around the world how to master oil painting. I just can't wait until my ideas basically show up in the pieces much quicker and much more. I can't wait till my imagination is just shown on the canvas much easier. But the next thing I accomplished was, like I said, in mid-November, I quit my graphic design job. Now, this is not something that I take lightly. It's not something that I want to tell other people to do. I don't think that I should just sit here and tell everybody to quit their job, because that's not a smart idea. I did have a plan from the get-go. It actually started out as a little experiment back in February or March. We started putting my income straight into a savings account. We started putting my entire check every single week into a savings account. And it was an experiment to see, do we really have to have my check to survive? Are we able to survive solely on my husband's income? You know, all these questions we were asking ourselves as we were going through the process, but it was also something that was just happening behind the scenes, you know, because I didn't think that I would be able to quit so early. I thought I would be saving money for like 2 years. But what happened was I was able to quit much earlier than I expected. And in fact, I actually planned to quit in September because my goal was to earn about a year's worth of my own income that I was making. So whatever income I made normally at that job for a year, my goal was to have that amount in savings total, so that if anything was to happen, we would have that money to fall back on. And I actually accomplished that around the September mark, but it was going into the busy season at my job. Someone was about to get married at my job. You know, one of my coworkers, she was about to get married, and I didn't feel right just leaving them high and dry with the busy season coming up. And there were a couple different projects that only I really took care of and that only I really knew how to do. Well, there was only one that only I knew how to do at the time. So I ended up staying until mid-November, and you know, I worked on some videos for them, some training videos. And I did that so that not only, sorry, my nose is running. I'm really starting to feel kind of allergy, like I've got some allergies going on. But anyway, I really wanted them to have something on their computer that they could watch, a video they could watch to learn how to do these things without having to have me around, you know, in case anything happened and I was too busy to come in and train, in case I moved away or something, because honestly, anything could happen, you know? I don't know if I'm gonna be here forever. I might move away one day, you know? I don't have that planned or anything, but you know, it can happen. So I wanted to have something in place, so I created these training videos. So that was all a part of my quitting process. And I actually recorded a whole video about my quitting, but I haven't uploaded it yet. I haven't felt comfortable uploading it yet. But you're hearing a lot about the basics right now, so yeah, we basically just saved this money, and so by the end of it, I had over a year's worth of salary saved total, and we are trying our best to just leave it alone and not dip into it unless we have big purchases, emergency purchases, or something that the house really needs. Like, we were told that our AC unit was probably going to need to be replaced soon, like within a year or something. So that's very expensive to replace. So we have that money also for things like that when they come up. So we're trying not to touch it at all, and so far we've done a really good job just kind of leaving it alone. I think we've only had to move small amounts over like once or twice, if at all. I don't even remember, so probably not. But so far so good, but again, you never know what could happen. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you to do the same thing. Because for one, no job is a guarantee, and no freelance work is a guarantee, and no full-time artist job is a guarantee, obviously. So nothing's a guarantee. So the best thing you can do is either stay in your stable job and at the same time have savings. I don't think it's safe for anybody to just rely on one job or rely on one income only and not have anything in their bank account and not have any savings. I think for me, it makes me uncomfortable to think about. It makes me uncomfortable to think about doing that. Now, some people have to because some people don't make enough money, and I totally get that. And that's how we lived for a long time when we used to live in our old apartment that we used to live in, back in like 2013 and earlier. We were struggling. Like, we both worked full time. We both worked at the same newspaper, and we made just barely above minimum wage, okay? And we struggled. Like, we barely had enough money. I mean, we might have had a tiny itty bitty bit of savings, but it wasn't much. I mean, at the time, the little bit of savings we had made me feel safe. You know what I mean? But now looking back, I'm like, wow, that was not much savings at all. Like, when you own a house, you need a whole bunch more savings than that. When you live in an apartment, you can get by with a lot less savings, I feel like, because you don't have to pay for the home repairs. You don't have to pay for any of those types of renovations or anything because you're in an apartment. You know, that's usually taken care of by the landlord. But when you have a house, you have a responsibility, a much bigger responsibility to have extra savings. So, yeah, that was a long tangent. Like I said in previous videos, I would love to dive in deeper on these types of topics with saving money and being an artist and growing your income and getting, raises and getting better paying jobs and all of that. I would love to talk money with you guys eventually. I just haven't got my crap together yet. But the next accomplishment was I built up a savings account, which I already mentioned. I also started art business classes by Natasha Westcoat. So far, I'm really loving these classes by her. I highly suggest you check her out. There are some things I already knew about, but there are a lot of new things. Well, I don't know about new for everybody else, but there are a lot of things that I'm learning that I didn't know about. And I also bought a book that's unrelated to her called Art/Work. And, oh crap, I don't know who is the author. Let me go grab the book really quick, I'll tell you. It's called Art/Work, and it's by Heather Darcy Bandery and Jonathan Melber, I think. I probably butchered their last names, but, it's a really good book for anybody who wants to be a full-time artist and wants to take their art seriously and make money at it. I've not gotten through the book yet completely, but I've read quite a bit of the beginning section, and I skipped to like the shipping section recently because I was trying to figure out the best way to package things for shipping. So I highly suggest that book. Another thing I accomplished is I got confident at video editing skills, like the basics of video editing. So there was a long time, maybe 2015 or somewhere around there, where Derek, my husband, was editing all my videos. And it was because I had no freaking clue how to edit videos. I knew how to use iMovie back when I lived at the apartment with him, but when we moved here and stuff, we eventually bought Adobe Creative Cloud software, so we got Premiere Pro, and of course, Premiere Pro is better than iMovie. No offense if you like iMovie. But there's just more capabilities with it and ease of use once you learn it, because there is a huge learning curve. It's not easy at first by any means. But basically, he edited my videos for a long time, and I don't remember exactly when I started editing my own videos myself. If I looked around on my YouTube channel for a while, I could probably figure it out, but off the top of my head, I'd say I've been editing my own videos for probably a year or two, or a year and a half, or something like that. And over 2017, I feel like I've finally got confident in editing videos. I actually feel so confident in editing videos now that I feel like I could probably do some freelance video editing for people on the side. I can't do like motion graphics or, like After Effects stuff, but I can do Premiere Pro editing. I can do jump cuts, I can do overlays, I can do end screens, I can do intros. I know how to put music in videos. I know how to do transitions with music and make it fade out. I know all the basic video editing stuff, and I'm so happy with that because that is such a good skill to have. If you have Premiere Pro or iMovie or something like that and you want another skill and you don't know how to edit video, but you want a really good skill, I think editing video is a very valuable thing to know how to do, because you can find jobs out there, probably more in like the city though, for editing video, and probably a lot of freelance work editing video. I haven't really looked into it and done it yet, but I've been thinking about it because I've been enjoying myself editing my videos, and I think that a lot of my videos are actually a lot more, like, even though it's all basic editing, I think a lot of my videos are probably more complicated than a lot of like normal local businesses would even need. So like I do a lot of like speed paints and things, and overhead shots with the camera, and things like that probably a lot of local like businesses wanting freelance editors probably wouldn't need. But I mean, think about it. Think about the possibilities. There are a lot of things that we take for granted as creatives. We have a lot of skills, especially if you have any kind of graphic design or marketing background, and then you have a video editing background, and you have an art, like a fine art background too, or any kind of photography background. Like, all of these skills are super valuable, and I'm really bad about taking it for granted, and thinking that like everyone can do all this stuff. It's not true. There are so many people out there who have no freaking clue how to do this stuff. So remember that you are worth getting paid for this stuff if people are asking you to do any of this. So yeah, I keep going on tangents. Welcome to my channel. So some things I unfortunately did not accomplish in 2017 was I did not reach 500 likes on Facebook. I think that back in, I haven't really looked like the past week or so, but back in November the 26th, 2017, I was at around 390 likes on Facebook, so just under 400. So I had 110 to go. And I struggle with Facebook, to be honest. Facebook isn't my favorite. I really struggle with it. I struggle with my posts getting seen, and I think the only thing that really has ever worked for me on Facebook is running Facebook ads, and then once people see those ads and they like the post, I go into, the likes, and I look at all the people who have liked it, and I invite them to like my page. And that has had a great effect on my page. But see, you have to pay for that. So that's pretty much the best way that, or the best technique that I've seen. But it costs money, so it's really frustrating. Another thing I did that kind of failed was I ran some ads on Instagram that I just don't think that they were worth it. I don't know exactly what type of ads work on Instagram. I think that this next year, this 2018, I think I'm gonna have to like do a lot more research about doing ads, because clearly I don't know what I'm doing with ads anymore. My ads used to do pretty good, like I said, on Facebook anyway, because that's, I used to only do Facebook ads. But anyways, the Instagram ones, I just can't get anything out of it, so I'm gonna probably do more research before I do more of those. Another thing I unfortunately did not accomplish in 2017. I got so close, guys. I got so close. I was trying to get 2,500 subs on YouTube, and I unfortunately did not. I'm up to about 22, 28, I think. So I think I'm around 2,228 subs on YouTube right now, or somewhere around there. I was so hoping to get to 2,500 subs on YouTube this year, but I didn't this past year. So hopefully in 2018 I will get well over 2,500 subs on YouTube. We'll see. Another thing I did not accomplish was I did not sell 3 large pieces, but I wasn't really trying to sell 3 large pieces, so that's kind of my bad. I only have like one, what I consider really large art piece, and it's a watercolor, and it's like somewhere around 33 inches by 22 inches. That's really the only piece that I have that's really large, and I did try to sell it on eBay. I tried to do like an auction, because I had never done that before on eBay, and it didn't really, like, the first time I did it, I had a lot of watchers, I had a lot of like views or whatever, but I had no bids or anything. But the second time I relisted it, I didn't have like any watchers or whatever they're called. So yeah, it didn't really go that well, to be honest. I may have to lower the price or something. I'm not exactly sure what I should do. I'll probably offer it for sale on my website first, to see like if anyone, I don't know if that's just a better avenue to sell it. But yeah, so that's something I did not accomplish. And another thing I did not accomplish is I did not get at least 50% done with my secret art project. I kind of put pause on that project for now, because my brother's moving out of my house. He had the whole basement to himself, and so now I'm going to have the whole basement as extra studio space and storage solutions, and possibly a place where I can teach art to kids or have workshops for adults. Maybe have painting parties, things like that down in the basement. But first we have to renovate it and like make it look pretty and get some furniture for it and stuff. So I actually created a new Instagram account called Maceylou Art House. And if you guys want to check it out, I'll link it in the description. But basically it's going to be posts about my house, renovating my house, remodeling my house, painting my house, my garden, my flowers, my art studios, my studio spaces, like organization, in progress shots of, taking everything out of a room and painting a room, all that fun stuff. I kept it separate from my artist account because I felt like it was good to separate the 2 accounts, because clearly there's different aesthetics going on. So one needs to basically be my art style and everything, and the other one needs to basically be like images of rooms mostly. So I separated the 2 accounts, and so I would really love if you guys would follow that, especially if you're at all interested in home decor and renovating a house. excuse me, sorry about that, renovating a house or anything of the sort, I highly recommend that. But yeah, so that was pretty much 2017. Oh, one more thing though. My word of the year for 2017 was brave. And I think that I accomplished, I don't know how someone would normally word this, but I want to say accomplished. I think I accomplished the goal of being brave because I quit my job. And I had I have a safety net. I have my husband's income to live off of and all that. I have so many little things here and there, support system and all that, family, friends. But I had to be courageous to do that still. I was still really second guessing myself about the decision. I was really worried about it, and at the same time I knew it was the right choice because I had been unhappy in that job for a long time, and not because it's a bad place to work. It's a really good job. It's a good place to work. It has good pay, good vacation time, good coworkers and stuff. But I just wasn't happy doing that type of work. And so I knew it was time for me to change. I had been working there for almost 4 years. So I knew it was time for a change. I had been unhappy for a while. I had a lot of days where I was really stressed out coming home from that job. It was a lot more technical than what I would like to be doing. Um, you know, it took a lot of bravery to quit because I've never not had a job since I was like a teenager. I think I've been employed with a boss, since I was like 17. So and I'm 30 now. I turned 30 in 2017. So I've had a consistent income independent of anybody else and at a quote normal job for how many years is that? Like 13 years? Gosh, it's hard to believe that that's 13 years. I may be doing the math wrong. I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me. But so yeah, I've had a full-time job since I was like 17. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. So to go on my own and to not be under a boss and to have to be my own boss and to have to figure everything out kind of on my own, it's kind of a scary thing to like jump into. Of course, once I quit, I wasn't really scared anymore. Ironically, I just kind of realized that life is short and I don't have forever. I only have a short amount of time to try and live my dreams. And, if this doesn't work out, like if none of this works out, I mean, I can do other jobs. I can either do freelance or I can look for a brick and mortar place to work. There are other options out there. I don't have to be sad about this. And I'm giving myself a lot of time, and I think that's really important. I think that if you quit a job and expect to have a full-blown business making, a full-time salary in like 2 months, I think that's very unrealistic. I think 6 months is unrealistic. In fact, I personally believe thinking that you're going to make it in a year is unrealistic. But, I think that since our savings could potentially last us more than a year, considering we can live off just my husband's income, I think that, it wasn't a dumb thing to do. And I keep having to tell myself that because I'm one of those people that second guesses myself way too much. But yeah, so my 2017 was really, really interesting. And some other things that I did or had happen was I flew in a plane for the first time when I went to visit with Happy D Artist and meet her and go to her show. And that was in Colorado. It was the first time I had even been out west at all. And first time on an airplane, first time at an airport, like so many firsts. And I can't even explain to you how amazing that whole experience was. And it was so much fun walking around in Denver, like through the city, and just feeling the weather there and feeling just the wind there is different. Like I know that sounds so weird, but like I swear to you, the wind there is different. Their mountains are different. Their trees are different. They've got cute little prairie dogs running around in the countryside. So it was really, really cool. And we went to like a beautiful butterfly garden, or what is it called? Butterfly garden? Oh my gosh. I can't even remember what it's called. Butterfly pavilion? I don't know. We went to this beautiful butterfly place with real butterflies flying around, and it was very like rainforest like, and like the mist was spraying everywhere. It was just such a great experience. And it was kind of full circle because there were some Luna moths there. And if you know Happy D artists, you know that's like her favorite thing is like Luna moths. So we got to see those. And funny segue, we got a cat in like the next month, or maybe just a couple weeks after we got back from Colorado, and I named her Luna. So I kind of named her after the cat from Sailor Moon, but I also kind of named her after Luna Moss, to kind of like, you know, kind of inspired by Happy D artists in a way. So that was really, really cool. And another thing that I guess I experienced this year is I kind of looked back at a lot of my art from 2015 and realized that I have improved a lot. Not to toot my own horn, and I'm definitely far from where I want to be for sure. Like I said, I second guess myself a lot. But I feel like I see so much improvement and work and effort put into my art over the past 2 years. Actually, I guess it's almost 3 years now, really, since I've done my Art 365. You know, that was in 2015, but I think it was July 2015, so we're not quite at the 3-year mark yet. I guess it's about 2.5 years. I mean, I can't believe that it's been 2.5 years since I started that Art 365, and it's been, what, like a year and a half since it's been over then? So, wow. Just, wow. Honestly, if you're a new artist and you're kind of struggling with improving your art, and you don't really have a lot of time to create art, I highly suggest doing an Art 365. If you do an Art 365, you're doing some kind of sketch or art or painting every day for a year. And I'll tell you one thing, some days you're gonna produce absolute crap. And some days you're gonna produce something you actually like. And that's all part of the process. Don't give up. If you do an Art 365, do not give up. Keep going, because I think honestly that that's what started the whole thing. Because I've been drawing and painting since I was like in a high chair. Like I think I've been drawing since I was like 3 or 4, and I've been painting since I was in like kindergarten, so like probably age 5 or 6. Actually probably 6. So I think I've been drawing since age like 3.5, and I've been painting since age 6. So I've been an artist like almost my whole entire lifetime. But it wasn't until that Art 365 that it really showed me how I could take this seriously. I could take this more seriously and not just do it as a hobby. So I hope you guys have a great day. I hope this video was fun and enjoyable, even though it's super duper long. Like what? I think we're around the 40 minute or 45 minute mark, somewhere around there, once I edit out all the coughing and hacking. So I'm sorry this video was so long, but I really wanted to talk about my entire year and everything that's happened. It's been such a great year, and it's 2018 now, and yeah, so happy 2018 everybody. And I do want to eventually do a video about my 2018 goals, but I'm not going to do it in this video. This video is too long, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here, and I guess just be on the lookout for a video about 2018 and what I hope to accomplish this new year. So have a great 2018, and I hope all your art dreams come true, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!